Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Dillon Garland, and welcome to the return of the Down to the Point podcast, something that we have not done in a really long time, but we used to have a lot of fun doing it, so we wanted to bring it back. Before we jump in to the either audio or video portion of this, depending on how you're listening to it, either on iTunes or YouTube, I just wanted to do a little bit of an update to this, because there's a couple of things that have changed since we recorded this about a month and a half ago. So, first off, I tried to cut this out, but we sort of talk about how we're going to be doing this podcast from now on every other week. That's not going to happen quite like that anymore. Instead, it's going to be on the 1st and the 15th of every month. So 2 new Down to the Point episodes each month on the 1st and the 15th. That's going to be the new schedule going forward. So that's really it, all I wanted to say. So welcome back to the Down to the Point podcast here on River Point Studios. It's myself and Chelsea Comeau. I hope you enjoy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Down to the Point. You are either listening to this on iTunes or you are watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this, you didn't see what I did. I waved to the camera. Welcome back. We're back. If you had ever listened to Down to the Point before, we did like 7 episodes back across like a 3-year span.
Yep.
Because we're really good at timelines and sticking to things and stuff like that.
It's been a while.
But we're back now, and we're going to be kind of a regular thing every Saturday, even though this is going up on Sunday. Every single Saturday, weekly conversations about stuff and things.
What? Which
is the topic of today, stuff and things, because we just got back from what?
Walker Stalker Con, Atlanta.
As you can tell from my photo of me and Melissa McBride, which makes Chelsea a little jealous.
I have too many photos to put up right now. I have to readjust my wall.
So I guess before we get into this, we should explain what Walker Stalker Con is. Walker Stalker Con is, let me get more specific. Walker Stalker Con Atlanta, which is the one that we went to, which I would argue is the biggest one.
It is the biggest one, yeah.
Is the convention for Walking Dead fans. So some of you that are Star Wars fans will know about Star Wars Celebration, which I'm going to in April. That's for Star Wars. This is the equivalent of that. Imagine Comic-Con, but just Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was. And it was madness. And it was this crazy, crazy event.
Especially this year. This year was just Walking Dead. Sometimes they get other things in there, but this year was just Walking Dead.
They had a focus.
Yeah.
And they jumped into the Walking Dead train. So what is Down to the Point for those who are new here? Down to the Point is basically just sort of the River Point Studio side, even though this is on Cecil's workshop. And the reason we put it on Cecil's workshop is because it is usually more behind the scenes, kind of a behind the curtain look at what we do. And we don't sort of, this isn't the scripted story stuff. This is just us sitting down for half an hour being like, hey, what do you want to talk about? All right, let's talk about Walking Dead stuff because we just got back from a convention. Cool, let's talk about that. That's what Down to the Point is. We get down to the point. Get it? That's why it's called that. So we went to Walker Stalker Con I guess we went to Atlanta. We went to Atlanta for
a week.
Yes.
Well, six
I was there
days.
for 5 days.
Yeah.
You went a day early.
Yeah.
And it was, okay, overall, specific overall thoughts before we jump into the nitty gritty details, because a lot happened over this week.
Yeah, that's true. We did everything.
How was your experience overall without getting into exactly what went down?
Right. Overall, the con itself or everything?
Everything, including the convention, yes.
Out of a 10?
Oh my God. How did it go? We don't need, what happened? Did you have a good time?
I had a really good time. I really liked it.
So it worked out for you?
Yeah, it worked out really good for me. I don't know. You're asking too many questions.
To the decimals? Are we giving 2 out of 5 stars or 2.4?
I give it a 9. Maybe
a 9 out of 10.
Maybe an 8.
Why'd you go down? You were 9 and then something a flashback. I saw your eyes turn red for a second.
It was a stressful 3 days in the convention.
We'll talk about that in a second because this is a little bit of a no holds barred. I'm going to critique the convention as well because there's a couple of things that I wasn't thrilled about. Mine was the same way. You went for Melissa McBride because she's your favorite actor, big inspiration for you, and you went, I would argue for that reason.
Yeah.
Say hi again. and all that stuff. I went for Stephen Ogg, a.k.a. Simon from The Walking Dead. Most of you will probably be introduced to him through Grand Theft Auto 5 because he is Trevor Phillips, everybody's favorite psychopath. Everybody's favorite Canadian hipster psychopath. If you play the game, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
And, you know, the big saying, which we talked about this on the show already. There's an episode of Down to the Point where we talked about your last experience. I think it was Meeting Your Heroes was the episode.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so you met her last year.
I did.
And it went very, very well. You talked to her this year, and we'll get to that.
Right.
I met Stephen Ogg. He was the one person that I went to see, and it could have gone two ways. Could have gone, shit, I regret meeting him. I should have just kept it at me being a fan of his work.
Yeah.
Or it could have went the way that it went.
Right.
Which is an incredible experience. Super nice guy, and we had a very, very good conversation at the convention.
That's good.
So before we jump into that stuff, that Walking Dead madness. So I get to Atlanta, and it was a lovely, lovely sleep. I passed right out, and it was awesome. I felt like I was in what I assume a comfortable coma feels like. And then the next day, we started off our journey to Sonoya. Where's Sonoya?
It's about 50 minutes from Atlanta down like towards the
What is Sonoya?
towards the ocean, I guess.
What's Sonoya? I guess it's a better question to ask. What is
Sonoya? Sonoya is a place where they film The Walking Dead.
It's very cool to see. The second you get in there, you sort of, the main base of Sonoya is, if you've watched the show, we won't give any spoilers of the show, it's the Woodbury, sort of the governor's place, right?
Yeah, Woodbury, and then like literally 2 minutes from there is Alexandria.
Not even 2 minutes.
It's like across
you
the way.
step off
you
the
look
property,
over at
it's
it.
like, oh, there's a big windmill. It's because they
Yeah.
built a windmill for the next season.
Don't forget, Terminus is literally in the middle of the two. There's a train track.
The track's to Terminus, not Terminus itself.
No.
Like, did we miss that?
That's in Atlanta. But
Yeah.
the train track's to Terminus. Sorry.
So if you're Walking Dead, and if you're going to take anything away from this podcast, it would be more like, hey, if you ever considered going to this convention, here's maybe some tips and tricks and all that stuff.
Yeah,
If you're a Walking Dead fan and you like seeing the locations that they shot, go to Sonoya.
for sure.
Because it's constantly like, oh my God, I recognize that place. Oh, it's the governor's house. Oh my God, that's the train tracks. Oh my God, there's Alexandria, straight up Alexandria. Holy shit. There's Carl's house where he ate pudding.
Yeah, where there's the house where Rick and Carl kind of take refugee after like the whole.
Is that the Carl Papa house?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Where Rick goes into like a coma for like a day, and Carl thinks he's turning into a walker, and then
And he has pudding.
Yeah, and then he escapes out and goes and eats pudding on a roof after almost dying himself.
It's a good episode.
Yeah.
But just like walk around. Don't trespass, for God's sake. There's signs everywhere. These are people's houses.
Yeah.
And Alexandria, like you obviously can't get in there.
No,
But
don't touch the gate either.
Yeah.
Don't
Did one
do
of us?
it.
No, none of us touched
None of
the
us
gate.
did.
We
watched
watched somebody
people
touch the
touch
gate.
the
They were
gate.
thrilled.
And they're like, don't tell anyone when there's like a camera pointing at the gate. We're like,
So,
okay.
But it's very cool. So go check that out. Make a day of it. Like go down to Sonoya, stop into Nick and Norman's, which is the restaurant owned by Norman Reedus and Greg Nicotero. Norman plays Daryl on the show, which I arguably the main character now. And Greg Nicotero is one of the directors and the head effects guy for the show.
Yeah.
I had the best meal of my life there. I think that's totally true now. Now that I've thought about it and I've cross-compared the meals of my life. Sorry,
Wow.
Mom. They had a Coca-Cola braised pork shank
It was huge.
with potatoes and corn. And oh my God, it was the gift that kept on giving. What'd you have? You have meatloaf.
I had the meatloaf, and I kind of wish I would have gone with the burger. I had the burger last time, but I was so nervous last time. Like, it was after the con and everything. I was so nervous last time that
It was after the convention? So
was
you
Monday.
had post-con depression.
Yes.
And you were trying to eat your sorrows away, but nothing was going to help.
I can't eat my sorrows away because I don't eat when I'm sad. So I felt bad, too, because, like, we went with friends, and, like, I had like the burger, and I only ate not even half the burger. I couldn't eat it, and it was so good, but I just couldn't eat it. And I kind of wish I would have done it again, because I actually ate like everything.
You would try the burger again.
Yeah, I want to try the burger again.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and recommend the freaking pork shank, because that was delicious. Like,
Yeah.
I can still taste the moment. You know how you can taste history?
Yeah, okay.
That's a historic moment for me. No, it was really good. Nick Norman's, I can highly recommend it. there can be a wait for people. We got in right away.
I was really surprised because
Like we walked in and they said, "How many? 5? Come this way."
I know last year we were 4, and we waited an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And well, there's like all kinds of there's like the Woodbury gift shop and stuff, so like you can go.
There's things to do.
Yeah, you just go and walk around, and then you go and look at the sets and stuff. But
Yeah. Also, there's a guy walking around dressed like the governor, and he's awesome.
yeah.
Welcome to Woodbury. Oh,
Thanks, Gov.
okay, I'm in.
But
Walking Dead Museum. We forgot to mention, like, go to the Woodbury shop because that's like the main Walking Dead officially licensed place. And below they have a museum that has the Don't Dead open inside doors. It has the a bunch of people like from the show have signed it. They have the jail cells, Daryl's bike, a walker, which you can see up close, which is super, super cool.
Yeah.
It's a really sweet kind of place. You know what? Actually, for the video people, sorry, audio guys, I'll put up some of the photos that I took so you guys can have a little look at this. So, hey, cheap plug. Go watch the video one if you want to see this. So moving on from that, let's jump into the convention.
Yeah.
Because the other stuff we did wasn't necessarily Walking Dead related. We just sort of took a look at stuff. Friday. Big old convention opens. You go in early because you leave us plebs behind.
Yeah, I was VIP, just regular VIP. And they were just general admission.
Just general admission.
Just general
the
admission.
common rabble.
But hey, it was like the same thing.
Oh, so hold on. We didn't order the extra salt yet. Hold on. So day one, what'd you have on the go? What was your main stuff happening?
Day one, I just had Michael Rooker and David Morrissey photo ops.
And why was that?
Because, well, Michael Rooker was only there on
No.
Friday.
Who wasn't there?
Oh, Melissa. Melissa wasn't there on Friday.
Melissa McBride wasn't there on Friday, which was your main person.
Yeah. But I, like, the main people only go on Friday, Saturday. Like the...
You mean Saturday, Sunday?
Yes. I meant Saturday, Sunday.
It's fine.
It's more like...
Because they're filming the show.
Yeah, it's people who aren't on the show anymore who can make it on the Friday. Which is cool. There's like a bunch of people that end up going on Friday. So you get like 3 days with them. So yeah, I had like those 2 photo ops, and I met Did I meet Josh McDermott?
You absolutely met Josh McDermott because of something that happened to me.
I met him. Yeah, I met him
day.
that day. I met him Friday. So yeah, I did that. When I first got into the con, I was like, first thing I did was basically walk really fast through the vendors. And let me tell you this: if you're going to Walker Stalker Con, I would highly recommend going with a friend and being there with a friend, because it's not the same.
Is it boring?
It's a little boring if you go in alone. So I was just walking through the vendors, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm like, I wish I could share this with someone. But
well, you left us behind.
Well, I wanted
You're
to get in.
You're a very important person. You're a very impatient person. VIP.
That's right. But I had to go in. I wanted to find the last Rick pop vinyl. And I did find the last Rick pop vinyl.
So you have officially now every single, aside from the bloody variations of each character, you have every single Walking Dead pop vinyl there is available right now.
Yes.
As of this recording.
Yes.
That's nuts.
I have them all. And unless I come across like the bloody versions in person, I don't think I'm going to go out and search for them.
Because they're just like variations of what you already have anyways.
Yeah, like there's like bloody, there was a bloody Maggie there.
Maggie,
but I think there's a new Maggie coming out, so I'm not gonna bother with the bloody ones, except for the bloody Carol. I got her.
I found 2 Star Wars ones that I didn't even know one I didn't even know existed. I got Count Dooku. As I had Obi-Wan Kenobi in my hand, I looked up and said, oh my god, Count Dooku, who was like their loot box exclusive. And I found Cad Bane.
They have a lot, like if you are a pop collector, they definitely have all kinds of variations.
Look around, because they have everything. Like the exclusives and everything.
Yeah, everything.
Okay, so how'd your Michael Rooker situation go?
Really
Tell
good.
us the story.
The story?
You don't have to give the full story, but because I know you told me before we opened this, I'm not going to say what me and Melissa talked about, and I can respect that for everybody.
Well, I don't like...
Give me the gist of
I don't
Rooker.
like sharing with, like, what my experience is.
I'm not going to tell you what me and Stephen Ogg talked about.
I know.
I completely understand.
So, with Michael Rooker, like, I went in... And he's so nice. He's like, hey, sweetheart. You know, with that voice. He has that voice.
I heard Michael Rooker in there. No, I got you.
So I go in.
Hey, sweetheart.
No, it's like a higher. But anyway, I go in and I'm like, hey, can we like hug in this photo? He's like, of course. So we hugged, and then he really makes the moment special. Like, he held on to my hand until the last minute that I walked off.
Yep.
So yeah, that was really cool. So I went to his his autograph line. I think it was after, like, not long after the photo op, and I talked to him about my film Creepy Crawling that I directed.
Since the last time we recorded the show, we both made feature films.
Woo!
I did The Last Divide, which I wrote and directed, and you shot, and then you did Creepy Crawling, which I wrote and shot, and you directed.
Yeah.
So we've been busy.
So last year, before I went to Walker Stalker Con, I was about to jump into the feature. Like, we
didn't start shooting yet, have we?
We didn't, because we were only shooting in December, and it was October. So the pre-production was happening. So I went and I talked to Michael Rooker. I just talked to him, and I talked about Creepy Crawling. So this year when I went back, I'm like, I don't know if you remember this, but I made my film. And he remembered. He was like, oh, that's really cool. So we talked about it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you had David Morrissey that day?
I did, yeah. And I also got his autograph that day too. He's really nice.
He's a very what's the right word? He has a presence about him.
Yeah.
Like, he's the governor.
Yeah.
But like a sweet,
I know what you mean.
Sweet side of the governor.
I don't know if I saw that as much as you guys did.
Oh, because me and Shayla both had him, and we were in line together, and I got the photo. I should. Hey, for the video people, I'll put it up on the screen. He was super cool. Like, he's very firm handshake.
No, yeah, he's super sweet.
Yeah.
I went in and I got like the hug. I do the hug photo every time. That's like my go-to pose, hug. So
that was not mine.
No.
I switched it up quite a bit.
I guess. But yeah, I did that, and then I went to his autograph line, and it was like, it's different. It's a different experience for all of us, because like Shayla, our friend, went to his line, and she had a completely different experience, because I didn't really know what to talk to about with him. So I just like, I was like, I love you as a governor, like you're my favorite villain, and he's like, oh, thanks, and then he just signed it. Straightforward. Yeah. We hugged it out after, and then we left.
Which, you know what the best advice I can give anybody in the world?
What?
Expect that.
Yeah, of course.
Don't expect to be best friends with these people.
No.
Because, hey, man, you don't know them. They don't know you, except for this very small time you have with them.
Yeah.
And if your expectations are like, hey, you're going to say hi, they're going to sign it, you're going to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, the surprises you'll have.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, I had nothing to talk to him about. He was my favorite villain, but he's not like my favorite actor on the show, right? So I just kept it really nice, short, you know.
So I had David Morrissey, which was a really awesome experience. I didn't get his autograph because I thought the photo was enough. I thought it was cool. But my very first photo op of the day, and my very first photo op I've ever gotten with a celebrity, pretty much, except for I met Carly Rae Jepsen one time, but that was more like, hey, backstage, what's up? What's going on? Photo, leave. Was Stephen Ogg. And I was nervous as shit the whole time, because you're meeting somebody that you paid a lot of money to fly there. It's like, well, the first day of the con, this is either going to go horribly or it's going to go okay. Yeah. There was a third option I was not aware of. It was going to go perfectly. Yeah. So what happened was I get in line and I'm waiting to get the photo op, and this is no, it's not the first time, because we went to that panel. So I had already seen him, which I'm glad I did, because I got sort of that, oh, there he is, out of the way. And I go to the photo op and I straight up say, hey, can I have a hug for this photo op? Because that's what I wanted. And we're about to go into it, and I feel a hand on my right shoulder. And somebody turns me around and they say, hey, man, I just really had to meet you. And they hug me. That person being Josh McDermott, a.k.a. Eugene from The Walking Dead, joking around or whatever. And so him and Steven start talking. I'm sitting there like, what the hell just happened, talking with the photographer. And then they finish up the conversation. Steven turns like, oh, yeah, we're still doing this. He looks at me, cocks his head to the sideways, and just kind of does like this for the hug. We get a big ass hug in. He puts his leg up jokingly, and I have probably my favorite photo of the whole weekend.
That was a good photo.
Yeah, it was a good experience, because to everybody who goes to a convention, photo ops is not a time to meet the people and have a conversation. It's you're in, photo out. Yeah. With a tiny bit of time to be like, hey, can we do this? Yeah. But you got to have an idea. You cannot be like, hey, I was thinking like this. Maybe we could do this. Like hey, Very nice to meet you. Shake your hand. Can we do this for the photo? Excellent. Cool. Thank you so much. Gone.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. So don't expect it's
A
8
full
seconds.
conversation.
While we were in line, we were counting the time between the flashes because you could see like the photography flash over the curtains. 8 seconds.
Yep.
For mostly everybody.
I know.
It's a very cool 8 seconds though. I love it. Anyways, the photo gets great. And I wanted to talk to Steven that day, but his line was kind of screwy because they kept saying different things. So I didn't get to talk to him that day, but because I was in line and they told me the wrong information, they put me in the platinum line the next day. So it was right up front. It worked out for me. So second day. That was a good day for me. Good starting day for me. Second day. What happened? Let's start by talking about this shit show.
Wait, I still have to... Friday it started.
Friday it started. Oh, okay. Well, all right, let's preface this. This is not in any way, shape, or form on the people that we're trying to meet.
No,
this
not
has
at all.
nothing to do with them.
No.
If anything, they fought to prevent this. But this is one of my biggest gripes of the whole weekend. It didn't even affect me because I wasn't even trying to meet these people.
I know.
But the overall experience of people paying this much money to go to a convention and then sort of just being dicked around for way too long. So give us a story. This is the critique version. Great Friday. Friday was excellent for me. You were stressed.
I was so stressed.
What happened?
So, okay, I walked into the convention alone in the morning, and I literally walked through the vendors, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to walk all the way to, like, where the celebrities would be set up.
It's like their autograph tables.
Yeah, so I, like, went and looked. So I found everyone, and then I went to, like, see at Melissa's table to see where she was situated. And then on top of everyone's little cubby, it has like general admission, VIP, gold, platinum written on top for where they're going to line up. Yep. So on top of Melissa's, there was only gold and platinum. And I was
you
like,
were VIP.
And I was only VIP, just plain old regular VIP.
Plain old Chelsea, just plain old VIP.
So I was like, well, that sucks. Like,
oh, I got a ravage text from you. I'm worried now.
No, I was like, well, that sucks. Like, I'm not gonna be able to talk to her. Like, I knew I was gonna have a photo up with her, but I was like, I'm not gonna be able to talk to her.
Well, as we've set up, hey, click, bye.
Yeah,
that ain't enough for you.
There's There's no time to be like, hey, have you been? You know. So I messaged my friends who also were only VIP and there specifically to see Melissa.
Yep.
And I was like, so we might have a problem. It's only gold and platinum. And then I said, well, it's only Friday as well. Maybe tomorrow they'll change it. They didn't change it.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump to Saturday.
So now we're Saturday. So I had like all these photo ops in the morning. I had Melissa's photo ops.
You had a busy day on Saturday.
I had a busy weekend.
That's true, actually. Yeah. You spent the weekend in line.
I never got out of line.
Oh, you got out of line, but you didn't get out of the line.
Exactly. No, I never really got out of line.
She was arrested 3 times.
Don't tell anyone. So I get there. We all get there. We see only gold and platinum. So we're like, well, shit. So then I go through my day, and we kept asking, like, hey, is there a possibility that VIP will be allowed to go in?
You were asking the staff.
Yeah, because everyone has, like, Walker Stalker volunteers with them, and some of them have done the same line every year. So, and some of them also know the people who continuously go. I'm new, so I don't know anyone, but my friends kind of knew some people. So they kept asking, like, are we going to be able to get in line and stuff? And then they're like, well, come back at 1. So we'd come back, and then they're like,
does this sound familiar to a story that I experienced on Wednesday?
Right. So they go back. I was in line until I want to say 3. No, it was like 4 on Saturday because I had deny on Saturday, and her line took an hour and 40 minutes.
For photo ops.
For a
because
photo
she was
op.
filming or something, wasn't she?
She wasn't. She had a panel in between one line and the other line.
Right. Yeah.
Which was ridiculous.
That's
but
true.
Anyway, so my friends went back at 1, and then they're like, okay, come back at, I think it was like 3:30 or 4. 3:30. So
it was just this continuous. All right, keep coming back.
Yeah.
Keep coming back.
Sorry. You
good?
I zoned out for a second. So then
Was that actual zone out, or were you looking at the camera?
No, I was looking at the camera. It says movie recording has been stopped automatically.
So I need to press record again.
I suppose.
You can just tell me that.
Sorry,
We're behind the curtain, guys. Oh my god.
Don't tell anyone.
This doesn't just happen. There are cameras involved. Isn't that crazy?
So
And we're back at it. What happened?
So they kept telling them like 3:30. So I again was
Okay, mine's doing it now too. Go ahead and press that record button. You can't see me because only Chelsea's camera's up. But if you're listening to this on iTunes, it doesn't matter. What's going on? All right, continue.
Okay.
We're a mess.
We're so messy. I don't know what is happening.
You're so nervous now. You're all flustered. It's like a tornado of emotion. All right, you're in Melissa's. You're outside of Melissa's line. A bunch of you guys in VIP and general admission have set up campfires and cookouts and tailgate parties and everything, waiting for the chance.
So and then my friend.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm jumping in. My friend messages me. She's like, "Hey, they're letting some VIP in." So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be there.
You're still in Danae's line.
I'm still in her line, not knowing. I call her Danae. I don't know how it's actually pronounced.
Michonne. I'm just gonna say Michonne.
Sure.
You're in Michonne's line.
Yeah. So I have no idea when it's gonna move. It like moves slightly and then stopped for another 20 minutes, and I'm freaking out. Like, well, today might not be the day that I talk to Melissa, which is fine, but it's fine.
It was not fine. You are so underplaying this.
But I was like, I have a photo op at, was it 4:30 or 6?
For tonight?
No, 6 for Norman. So
Which you ended up giving me.
Yeah.
We switched because we both had
because you had one on Sunday at 3:30, yes. And I told you, I was like, if I have any chance of seeing Melissa today, I kind of have to give up my Norman Reedus. So you kindly switched with me. So I had Norman on Sunday, and you took mine that night. And I went in and stood in line. And if I wouldn't have done that, they kept the line not far behind me.
You got lucky, kid.
I got pretty lucky. So I went and met her, and it was a really nice conversation that I'm not going to say.
Give us the juicy details. What'd you talk about?
Nice weather. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't talk about the weather.
So, and I talked about this last year when we talked about this. You have one of the sort of rarest occasions where, not only do you get to meet somebody that you look up to and sort of inspired by, but you sort of have a relationship now with that person. Now, I'm not going to say, hey, you're best friends, you're texting every 5 seconds. It's not the case.
Yeah.
But, once a year, one of the key cast members of the top show right now, maybe not right now, but we used to be the top show.
No, she's like, I mean, the show is...
The show is falling off its ass, which sucks because the season's excellent. I'll talk about that a little later. But you kind of have this relationship now with this person, and that's crazy to me.
I suppose. I don't see... I don't know. I still...
She knows you by name.
Sure.
Do you know how many celebrities know people by name? Not a lot. I'm going to go ahead and say not a lot.
Not a lot.
That's crazy, but it's cool because you get it. And it could have been this. It could have been you had a great year one, and then you come back and she has no idea who you are. Thank you. Great sign.
Yeah.
See ya. That was not the case.
Yeah.
So let's overall situation here because I know you don't want to get into details. You had how many? 85 photo ops with her?
Hold on. I actually can't remember. 2, 3.
Oh, so 84.
I want to say. Oh my God, I can't remember. 6? Like 6 photo op. I had 4 singles and then one with my best friend and then one in the group op. So like,
which is crazy. You got a photo with the entire cast.
Yes.
And the if you look in the corner, you're sitting on Melissa's lap.
Yes.
With Sarah Wayne Callie's leg over
us.
That's a pretty good photo.
It's an awesome photo.
That same day, Saturday. Let's wrap up the BS here. Walker Stalker Con. A pretty good convention, I gotta say. Like, the atmosphere is excellent. It sort of brought me back into the fandom of wanting to be in the fandom because I will admit I hated the last couple of seasons of the show. I would argue, and this is me killing any chance I ever have of working on the show. Season 7, episode 1, I genuinely consider one of the worst episodes of television in the history of television. I think every decision was wrong except that one scene with Carl and Rick at the end.
Yeah.
Just horrible television.
The music was really nice.
Sure, but just the way that they wrote that cliffhanger of season 6 and an abysmal episode.
I didn't like it either.
Awful. This season 9, phenomenal.
I know.
Already.
And it just gets crazier,
They don't. I found for a while they slowed storylines over like 3 or 4 episodes. Where now they're like, no, here's several storylines with one episode. It's easy to follow. Mm-hmm. You never get bored. It's exciting. The characters are going very drastic ways that I've sort of ever expected. Especially Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie's like, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Maggie's got an awesome plot line going on right now. Mm-hmm. But just the show has been so hit and miss. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Like Carl's, and I won't spoil it, but Carl has a sort of a 2-parter massive thing in season 8. Mm-hmm. The first part of it, I don't know if they forgot to bring the lighting guy, but it's horribly lit.
It was so bad.
It's awful. Even the episode's sort of garbage written. Like, it's just not good.
Yeah, the episode, like, it's not the worst episode they've ever had, but
no, that's season 7, episode 1.
But my God, the lighting, I don't know what
awful.
happened.
It's so
It's
bad.
like they had one light.
It's like, hey, you guys need extra light? Okay, excellent. We got it. Let's shoot. It's so bad. And then the next part of that, I was bawling the whole episode because like, this is perfect. This is excellent. Like, the lighting's great. The story's heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. What the hell? Their consistency was just like, boom, like this.
Yeah.
And then boom.
You scared me.
Just like that. This season, though, has just been like this, rising.
I know.
It's so good. So that's where I've been with the fandom. But this whole experience has been excellent. So Walker Stalker Con as an atmosphere, really great. The communication, I think, across the board from what I can tell, because even the people in London are getting a little pissed off because they're not getting any information.
Yeah, that's true.
Just tell people what is happening. Don't dick them around. Just tell. It's the biggest problem I have with Delta Airlines. Walker Stalker Con. Just, if you tell people what is happening, they can rearrange. Yes, you're going to get people that are going to be mad, but guess what? Suck it up. That's kind of the deal. If you're going to throw these things on, you're going to have to deal with some of that.
Yeah.
But just be a little more transparent to what's going on. Mm-hmm. And if celebrities and certain people don't want certain things to happen, well, I don't understand.
Yeah. Like, Norman and Jeffrey were only gold and platinum.
Which is a shame because I really wanted to meet JDM. But
I really wanted to meet JDM. Like, this year, I went with the expectation of like being able to get his autograph or something. But they were blocked off from everyone, and it was only gold and platinum, and nobody knew. and
because they didn't say that ahead of time, did they?
No fan knew that they weren't going to be able to meet those actors. Like, and
that's another problem I have, is that if you're gonna sell platinum's like $1,200. That's not small. American, so it's like $15,000 Canadian. But if you're selling a ticket for $1,200, you gotta tell people what the hell they're getting. And for the people that are not spending that much money but are still spending an arm and a leg like you did for VIP, you got to tell them what they're not getting.
Yeah, because I didn't know.
VIP did not mean anything. VIP meant you got in an hour early to buy shit.
Yeah.
That was it.
Because at one point when I was in Josh's line, they Walker Stalker Con arranged how the lines were going to be. Mm-hmm. The general admission line was so long, but the VIP line was also as long. So general was like going by us, and we're like, what is happening?
And you paid more than us.
Yeah, and it's not that I like it sucks that it happened that way, but like I just wish the lines would have been better planned.
Well, they got to figure the shit out.
Yeah. I
will straight up say that. I respect the people that put on this event, but you can't at the end of the day, at the end of this, be like, oh, full success, boys, let's move on to the next one. You got to look at this and be like, all right, let's fix our shit. And I don't necessarily think they're doing that because tickets are already on sale for the next convention. I mean,
they kind of did that last year too. It's like 2 weeks after the convention ends is when they usually put them out. It's a week early, but
like there's no way you can sit down and look at things. All right, it's been a week. Let's go through everything and consider the pros and cons and fix that. Hey guys, tickets are out. What do you get? Well, this, but we can't tell you anything about anything else.
Yeah. Well, gold and platinum are the same as last year. But
I don't like, okay, so what if I want to meet JDM and they just switch it and I pay for gold, and then they end up letting VIP. I was
Just-
like, cool, I just spent $400 on something I could have not done.
Well, they wouldn't put like gold. They wouldn't put like the silver VIP over the gold VIP.
That's what I was saying. I'm
No,
saying
yeah.
is this year they had platinum gold only for JDM. What if
Right.
they open that up to gold, platinum, and silver?
Which they
And
probably, hopefully will.
because of this year, I'm of the belief that VIP doesn't get into JDM, then I spend an extra $400
Right.
on a gold.
Yeah, I
and then
know
they
what you
let
mean.
silver in. It's like, well, what the hell?
Yeah. That sucks. Like
that type of thing needs to be like, hey, this is what's happening. This is what it is.
the other thing that I think they should put with the silver VIP is at least one photo op code. Like
Yeah.
like the gold has 4 photo op codes that if anyone sells out, you have a guarantee of getting that actor. Same thing with platinum, they have 6. I think VIP should get at least 1.
I don't understand the doubling of the price for platinum. Gold is $600, platinum's $1,200.
Yeah.
You don't get twice the amount of stuff though.
You don't. The only extra thing you get is to eat in the green. Well, you get like a personal planner, if that makes sense. Like someone is always with you and they make sure you get to this. Like they plan your day for you.
That's more stressful than anything.
I would think the same thing because I was watching everyone and I'm like, this is
They have their own guide.
yeah,
The whole time.
yeah. Platinum also gets to eat in the green room, so they get to eat with the actors if they so choose to. But from what I've heard, I don't think many of them have time to eat.
I would imagine not.
Because if I didn't have time to eat, like.
So, okay, Walker Stalker Con as a whole was a good experience, but there are stuff that I believe need to be sort of streamlined and fixed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The whole, and this is a general idea for me. I don't like the fact that, hey, you have to have an insane amount of money to meet these people.
Yeah.
Like, I think it should be open to anyone. Whether you
Yeah.
get in or not is the risk. That's fine. But open it up to everybody.
Yeah. Well,
That's
last year it was like completely different because they did pre-sale
Pre-sale
autographs.
autograph, yeah.
And I met Norman last year on a GA, like
Which
a
is
general
crazy.
admission. Yeah, that is actually crazy. And I didn't wait that long. I waited like an hour maybe. Not even. I didn't
That's not
wait.
bad.
Yeah, because I mean, you can wait a long time to meet these
Some
people.
golds I was reading like waited 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, because it was only gold and only platinum.
Yeah.
So it's like, and the other shitty thing about the line this year, and I don't know why it didn't work. But like, they didn't have time to go through all the gold and platinums on Saturday. So what they did is they gave them a ticket to go back on Sunday, which didn't allow anyone to go in on Sunday except for the people who weren't in on Saturday.
Right.
So it's like nobody could go in to get an autograph, basically.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think I think it's going to be a little different next year because they're opening it up to different fandoms.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like last year was way different because you had like I can't even remember who was there because I'm there just for The Walking Dead, but like you had a ton of other shows that were there, and this year, I mean, they're opening up to Game of Thrones, and like I can imagine there's going to be plenty more shows. So I don't know if they're going to be the top dogs. You know what I mean? There's going to be other top dogs.
Yeah. Hopefully it's. I'm sure running a convention is hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it.
and I'm not, shitting on the people that do it by any stretch of the imagination. I just think, with something like this, take the criticism. It's not a personal attack. I'm not personally attacking anybody that's involved with Walker Stalker Con.
Yeah.
I just saw some shit that I think needs to be fixed next year. And you're one of the biggest conventions in the world, I would argue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of people coming in and out of that place.
Yeah, there's like 70,000, I think.
That's a lot of people. That's a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to kind of, hey, what can we do better instead of let's rush tickets out?
Yeah.
That just baffles me. It's like, well, we're selling these already.
Yeah, I know.
So let's talk about the good. My conversations with Stephen Ogg were pretty good, I gotta say. My first conversation, sort of the nervous conversation, went really well. We had a good conversation, and I was very, very happy with how it went. I won't get into the details, but it was a sort of this weirdly very personal conversation I had with him. It was a very good conversation. Got out. I was like, that's sweet. That was excellent.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the convention, I said, I'm not going to go back to his line because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to overstep my boundaries and screw this up. Mm-hmm. So I got another photo op with him because I already had that ordered. And I went up to him and said, hey, can I just have you behind me just rip-roaring mad? And I'll be in the front, like, just goofily happy. And he was very much happy to oblige. And I didn't see what he was doing behind me because I obviously don't have eyes in the back of my head. Mm-hmm. So when I get to the photo op and I look at it, he's just like this, like super mad. Trevor Phillips behind me, which I didn't know. And it was this excellent photo.
Yeah.
So the last day, I had met everybody that I wanted to meet. I had a really good conversation with Ross Marquand, who signed my Han Solo figure, if you can even see that, because he played Han Solo in a VR Star Wars game. And I thought that, I love Star Wars, so that makes sense. I had a really good conversation with Caitlin Nacon, who is right there. Middle photo. And it was just, I kind of got the ones that I wanted to talk to out of the way. And I knew I wasn't going to get JDM, so I sort of said, all right, fine, whatever. I still had a good time. You were waiting for the Melissa thing.
I was back in line, yeah.
Shayla and the rest of the group, I think, had gone back at that point.
This was Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, they went back early. No.
They stayed, but they had nothing else to do.
Shayla had to stay.
Because we got a photo up normal.
Yeah.
Everybody was just kind of like, chill. I was like, already gonna do it. So I run over Steve Nogg's line. I stand in the line, waiting there one last time. And we had a hell of a conversation.
Yeah.
Because it started off with me saying, yeah, I'm actually from Nova Scotia. And his response was, oh, you should have told me that earlier. I would have liked you a lot more. And then we had almost this venting session about the film industry, which was more or less a continuation of our first conversation. And we just kind of went on. I want to say I was there for 5-7 minutes. I don't know. I was there for a long time.
Yeah.
We just talked about a lot of different shit. And then we talked about Snowpiercer because he's going to be in that. And it was just this awesome, super cool conversation. And he signed my photo, which I don't think you can see. Yeah, you can't see on this. But he signed it. Like the first one, which I'll show on screen, the photo, he put to Dillon. So cute. Stephen Simon Uck. That his character from Walking Dead. The second one, though, is my favorite because it says, Tudor, keep on strong, keep on doing, keep on believing, us Canucks. Because now we know that I'm Canadian and we bonded over Canada.
That's right.
But I won't get into conversations or details about the conversation because, hey, just like you, I had a personal conversation with somebody about some really personal shit and it went very well. But I do not regret talking to him the second time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have regretted it if I didn't because I would have never known. But
that's true.
My God, I got lucky twice. And it was awesome because I went there to meet him. And it was going to be a coin toss of, is this going to go well or is this going to be this super generic sort of shitty situation where I'm super disappointed? It was not that. It went above and beyond everything. So my entire experience at Walker Stalker Con was phenomenal with the people that I met, especially Stephen Ogg, who was just an amazing class act, very personable. Like, he does not make it seem like you are just anybody.
Yeah.
He connects with you. He's looking at you. He looks like he's listening. He's engaging. He swears like a Canadian, which I was very happy about.
Yeah.
Every other word was the F word. I was like, yes, you are from Canada. And it was just this amazing conversation. And to top sort of everything off, they have the viewing for the episode at the convention. So anybody can come in and watch the new episode live with people, which was an incredible atmosphere. And then after that, they record an episode of their Walker Stalker podcast, which was the funniest thing I had seen all weekend.
It was good.
It was Ross Marquand, who plays Aaron on the show. It was Tom Payne, who plays Jesus, and Michael Trenor, who plays, what was his name of the show? I can't remember.
I saw it the other day, and now I can't remember either.
It was the guy who was on the trash can.
Thank you.
What?
He says thank you before he...
Oh, spoilers. He's the guy that on top of the trash can with Glenn when we all thought Glenn was going to die. It was sort of this phenomenal... Is that still recording?
Yeah.
Cool. My thing's blinking. I was just curious. It was this sort of phenomenal thing of just hilarity. Completely off the rails. Let's make jokes. And it was insanity of just pure joy. So if you listen to Walker Stalker podcast, or if you don't, go find this one. It was all about episode 4 of the show. And it was excellent. So my entire experience, what I'm trying to get to as I ramble, was phenomenal, mind-blowing craziness, and I'm very happy to be a part of this fandom because I don't think many fandoms get this.
I don't think so either.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I fully expect when I go to Celebration in April that it will be not as sort of tight-knit.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be a lot more people there. But I just think it's going to be a cool experience, but I don't think it's going to be this tight-knit close. You know, they call it the Walking Dead family, TWD family.
Yeah.
For a reason.
I know.
Because it feels like we're all there, we're all being cool. It's this kind of crazy atmosphere. So if you're a Walking Dead fan and you have the means to do something like this, I would highly suggest going.
Do it.
Despite my qualms, but a couple of things.
Don't book too many things either. I booked
don't overbook yourself.
way too many things.
Your Saturday, Sunday was nuts.
So I'm gonna
right?
get back to the Sunday, the Norman op. So
You didn't get a Norman up.
I know. I'm gonna explain why. So Sunday, Wait, are you? I'm gonna let you finish up your wrap up, and then I'm gonna go into mine.
Okay. It was really fun. It was worth it. I had a very invigorating weekend of really considering, hey, what are you doing now? What do you want to do? Do it.
Yeah.
And it's very much that.
Yeah.
Even me and I'll tell you one part of what me and Steven talked about was just like, we talked about how some people don't understand this.
Yeah.
In terms of, hey, meeting people, talking to people. And he straight up said, like, yeah, man, it's not about paying to get in here and meeting these people. Some people just don't get it.
Yeah.
The way you feel when you come out of this.
Yeah.
The way people get inspired by this shit. I could have added a lot more F words because he was very passionate. It was excellent.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way. It's like, okay, I'm coming out of this amped to do kind of the stuff that I've wanted to do.
Yeah, same.
And it's such a cool feeling. So, yeah, Walker Stalker Con, excellent. Mm-hmm. I want to go back. I'm going to go back.
I'm going back next year.
Because I want to talk to JDM.
Come say hi.
JDM is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I don't think we ever said that. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I think I said Jeffrey, but...
the guy, Negan, from the episode, or for the show. Mm-hmm. So, tell me about your Norman op. Is there anything else that I should add? It was all really cool experience. I think I probably covered everything.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to go into my experience.
Give her.
Because you
rev the engine and drive it
your
off
experience.
A
cliff. So I talked about my Saturday. I'm going to talk about my Sunday. So Sunday, I get up. I don't go in. I'm allowed to get in at like 9 a.m. Mm-hmm. All VIPs can get in at 9 a.m.
You special little flower.
But I know. But I didn't see a reason to go in that early because there's nothing I really wanted to see. Like,
because none of the photo ops are that early. It's all vendor stuff, right?
I think photo ops start at 11.
When the general admissions are at it.
Yeah, because that would make sense.
So unless you're going to buy and shop, there really isn't.
Yeah, and most of the celebrities, like some of them are there at like 9 a.m. signed till like 11 and then go into their photo ops. Mm-hmm. But there was no one I really, really, really wanted an autograph from in the morning.
Right.
So I think I went in at probably 10.
Cool.
So I did that. I see that Melissa is still golden platinum on Sunday. So again,
your tears stained the floor.
I don't know what to say to that.
You punched that one staffer pretty hard.
No, I didn't. Don't tell lies about me.
She's on her back. She hit that one guy. She didn't hit anybody. I was kidding.
But my friends who I wasn't with, who I didn't travel with, I didn't see you guys at all. Oh,
your friends that you brought to Atlanta?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't see them at all.
Well, we sort of expected that, though. We knew that, like, okay, she's here for sort of one reason.
Yeah.
Bye.
But I was able to hang out with friends that I met last year that I didn't really talk to last year. But this year we kind of all just came together and, like, bonded. And I'm glad I got to, like, actually interact with them this year.
Right.
Because, again, last year I was just like, oh, hey, I know you from Twitter. Cool. Bye. But like this year we like sat in line.
At me. At Comeau _ Chelsea.
But yeah, this year we actually like were in lines and like we talked and stuff. So it was a lot more family based. Like
you're in.
Like team family based, you know?
Team family.
So yeah, so we see that it's just gold and platinum. So I had 2 Melissa ops. On Sunday, 2 Melissa ops, right into a cast op, and then right into a Steven Yeun op, and then I had that was all done by like
Glenn.
Yeah, sorry, Glenn.
Like Swim said that Melissa McBride plays Carol.
For those of you who don't know that.
We're just so close now. Like, look, we're like besties. She told me to look at the flowers once. I ran that way.
Good. You never look at the flowers around her. So by that time it was like 2:30 and the con ended at 5 that day on the Sunday. So I had a photo op with Norman Reedus at 3:30, and my friends messaged me. They're like, hey, they're letting VIPs into her line soon. So I was like, oh, okay. So again, this is like 2:30. So I had to make a very strong decision here whether or not I was going to my Norman op. And I had talked to Dillon and Shayla.
That's me.
There. I talked to Dillon and Shayla before I went into my Steven Yeun op, and I said, I might just give you guys my Norman op. So I really wanted to say like a couple of words to Melissa and like bye and stuff. So at that time I was like, Dillon, I'm giving you the op.
I got to meet Norman Reedus twice.
That's right. I did not, and I'm okay with that. Because I met him last year. I was like, I'm fine with sure. What I got last year. Yeah. So yeah, I went to Melissa's line and they finally let us in. And then they like capped it off. I would say like there was a pretty long line behind our group, and then they capped it off halfway before the end of the line. And I'm like, that sucks. Because by that time there was only an hour left until the con closed, and
right.
You know, so I said bye, and it was a nice little chat, and that's it.
So overall, good year.
It was a really good year. Like I really enjoyed it, as stressful as it was. From like beginning to end, it was like a little stressful, but everything turned out fantastic.
It's sort of like addicting, the kind of chase of it all.
Yeah.
Because you get there and there's a genuine concern that you're either not gonna make your photo op, your autograph signing, you're gonna fudge up your conversation and make it so stupid. My conversation with Ross started out rough, and it was completely my fault. And if I meet him next year, I'll be like, hey man, last year I effed up.
Yeah.
So let's try this again. But there is this kind of fear of like doing that. But what comes with that is adrenaline. Yeah. Because you have these lows, but then you get to meet your favorite person. Yeah. It's like you have this big high.
Oh, the other funny thing. So my Melissa op was changed from 12 p.m. to like 11 a.m. So I was in there for a good hour and a half before then, and I decided to go to Greg Nicotero's line. I met Greg Nicotero, which is pretty freaking cool.
I'm jealous because I went to meet him this Sunday, but he was already done signing autographs.
Oh, that sucks.
Next year I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm not bummed.
So I went before her op, and it was pretty stressful because I waited for an hour.
I remember you texted me, you're like, I need to get out of this line.
I know.
I really want to meet Greg.
I waited for an hour, and I was like at the front of the line, and there was 10 minutes before my Melissa op. Yeah. And they say go 15 minutes before. But I mean, they say that, but if you're there like right on the dot, there's still a huge ass line before you have to you get there.
My only op that I got in early was Christian Sorreto's.
Yeah.
It was super sweet. But she was the only one that got like really fast through.
Yeah. But so yeah, I was like freaking out. I'm glad I stayed because then I got to meet him. I talked to him about like his director, the episodes he directed, and then like the lighting in his episodes. And he's like, yeah, I'm always talking to my DOP to light more. Like, that's cool.
So now you understand where I come from. Because when you're my DOP, we're in a constant state of fighting.
I know. And I sometimes it looks good.
It does look good. We get in shovels and arguments, and then we make some cool stuff.
That's right. But yeah, so
I do the same thing with you when I'm your DOP.
I know. So
I'm a cranky jerk.
But yeah, so I met him, and then like I had 2 minutes before it was like 11, and I was like, I gotta go. So I like ran to her line. I was fine, but
you're good. All right, so final thoughts. Whole weekend, the whole Walker Stalker Con experience from Chelsea Comeau's point of view.
Yeah, it's friggin' amazing. I would highly suggest going. Don't book too many things because if you do, you're gonna just wait in line all day and not be able to go to vendors or meet friends that are going as well. So yeah, just make sure it's a simple weekend. I would say max 5 ops. Like don't go over. No. Max 5 ops for the weekend, unless you like really want to squeeze in those ops. I got 11 ops. 11 ops is a lot.
Do as I say, not as I do.
But yeah, it's just and make sure to like hang out with people, because that's like something that I enjoy going and like seeing the people, and because now I have like my own little Walking Dead family in the con, you know?
It's sort of crazy, the fan base of Melissa McBride. I didn't quite understand it till this year, the scope of it.
Yeah,
where it's not like
big.
crazy, hey, we see her on the street, we're all going to bombard her. It's
No,
just
yeah.
sort of like respectful family setup. It's crazy. I would argue she's probably the biggest on the show.
Yeah,
In terms
I
of
think
like
so.
cohesive community.
Yeah.
That isn't just sort of one-off people wanting to meet somebody. Like you guys sat on that floor for hours just at the possibility. There was no guarantee. The possibility of talking with Melissa.
Of going and saying, hey.
It was cool. My overall thoughts is it was just an excellent experience, and I would very much argue that it's one of the greatest fandoms on Earth.
Yeah.
The show has had its ups and downs over the years. I am very much part of that because there are literal episodes that I thought destroyed the show at the time. But the fandom is so much higher than that I think the fandom's gotten almost bigger than the show.
Oh, yeah.
And the fandom is awesome.
Pretty awesome.
So if you're a fan of the show and you have the means to do this, check it out. Walker Stalker Con is one of the coolest experiences I've ever had as a fan of entertainment. And it's a really cool thing. Another thing that I will suggest is if you are in the Atlanta region, the Center for Puppetry Arts is one of the coolest things I've ever been to in my life. It has a huge Jim Henson collection, and Jim Henson's one of my biggest inspirations for what I do. You got all the Sesame Street characters, the Muppets. They had a Dark Crystal thing when we were there, so there's a full-size Skeksis. And it was awesome. Go there. It's one of the coolest things ever. Atlanta's awesome.
It is.
I really like Atlanta. People there are super, super nice.
Yeah, everyone's like so sweet.
Yeah, it's a really, really great place. But if you're a Walking Dead fan, I would suggest at least looking into Walker Stalker Con because it's very cool.
For sure. I also had the first person ever.
You had a fan experience. Sorry.
I don't know if it was a fan experience.
How'd it go? Quickly, how'd it go?
Okay, so someone came up to me and they're like, "Hey, Chelsea." So I look at them thinking, I was like, oh, I know this person, but I didn't know the person. And I was like, why is it not clicking in? And then they're like, hey, can we get a selfie? So I was like, yeah, of course. So we get a selfie. And then he was like, I love your channel. And then he walked away. And I was like, I wanted to say something. And then I completely like blanked because I'm like, that just happened.
It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy. And then my friend like pokes me. She's like, are you famous? I'm like, no.
Oh, yes, I am.
God,
on YouTube.
no.
What's your channel? Plug your stuff. Don't be modest. Plug your channel.
Okay, we're going to plug the channel. Do a lot of Walking Dead covers.
You do piano.
Yeah, I do piano covers. So my channel, if you look up Chelsea Comeau on YouTube, it's right there. Or if you do YouTube Chelsea Comeau. Whoa. Chelsea Comeau music.
Playing piano.
What?
On the YouTube.
Chelsea. No. You're messing me up now.
It's my fault.
It's just YouTube / Chelsea Comeau music.
They'll find you.
Yeah, music.
Look for piano, long way down the lens, a couple of hands with a ring on it. You'll find.
This ring.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad I saw him when we were leaving because I felt like I should have said something.
Were you awkward?
Hell
Were
yeah.
you awkward with your first fan, Mike?
I like waved.
God.
I was just like, hey.
He's like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's probably like, oh my god, definitely not what I thought.
She's such a diva.
What a little idiot.
She just stared at me. It's weird. All right, Walker Stalker Con. So from now on, folks, a little housekeeping. I wanted this episode to be a half hour long. Oops. It's an hour. From now on, we're going to keep down to the point half hour. This is a relaunch special.
Yeah, that's right.
Retroactively, I'm saying we planned this as a relaunch special to the podcast. We're going to stick to half hour stuff from now on for this show, for this specific show. So let's talk about what's popping here, what's happening. So December is going to be a big month for us because we're going to have a lot of stuff making its debut.
That's right.
Including a Christmas holiday special that we're working on right now, which I'm very, very excited about. And the launch of at least one web series, possibly two, depending on the timing, which I'm very, very excited about. And obviously this will be ongoing podcasting. We have a lot of, we've been doing this for a while, so we have a lot of sort of back cataloged stuff that we're going to be sharing with you guys. sort of a throwback type thing, and a couple of one-off shorts, which we're calling Riverpoint Studios Viral Hits.
Yeah.
Because we're clever and funny, and haha, it's not viral because it's not how viral works. Sort of like one-off comedy bits that we want to do and we're excited to be doing because we like making funny stuff along with our very serious, dramatic stuff.
That's right.
So that'll all be coming out very, very soon. So check out, our Facebook and all that stuff. I'll put every link in the description of either the iTunes feed or the YouTube video if you're watching this on video. This has been the Walker Stalker Con convention talk. I know I critiqued the convention, but that doesn't mean it's not awesome. I just think there's a couple of things that maybe can be tweaked to sort of really make this the convention something really nice, to make the convention even better for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So let's wrap it up. My name is Dillon Garland. Who are you again?
I'm Chelsea Comeau.
Chelsea Comeau, a piano extraordinaire. I'm just sort of present. I don't have a talent.
I would say you have a talent. You're artistic. You make movies and stuff.
Since when?
Stuff and things.
Since when?
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I should make another movie. We should make another movie.
I'm gonna make another movie next year.
Next year, 2019?
Yeah.
Chelsea Comeau's second feature coming to your screens?
Yes.
What is that? What is that glassy thing that people look at?
I don't know.
Screens. Yeah, all right, let's wrap this sucker up. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, we'll be sitting here figuring out how to do an outro for a podcast. Oh, wait, one more thing.
Oh, God, I was going to say something. Okay.
What do you got? Do you got something to say?
Nope.
Because I got something to say.
Say it.
I got something really important to say. I've been waiting to sort of share this information because it is sort of I don't know if life altering is the word, but it's definitely going to change a lot of people's perspective on life. It's just going to help, I think, really bridge the gap of cinema and the viewer. Dora the Explorer has an official release date now. The Dora the Explorer. What are you laughing at? Dora the Explorer, the live-action movie coming from Paramount Pictures, Nickelodeon Movies, and directed by James Bobin, which is an American family film. Very exciting. Also produced by Michael Bay, I believe. Maybe that's changed. Maybe we're not up to date. Anyways, August 2nd, 2019, Dora the Explorer is coming out to a theater near you, and I'm very excited for that. Because it's a live-action Dora the Explorer movie. What? What did you expect me to announce?
I need to leave.
No, you don't. It's Dora. Do you understand how good this movie's going to be?
Yes.
August 2019, there's going to be a 4-hour podcast where we break down every aspect of that movie because it's going to be so good. And I know,
hell yeah, it's gonna be good.
And I know I'm sort of making fun of it, but I'm not actually making fun of it. I genuinely think this movie's gonna be one of those like, oh my god, a sleeper hit, fun as hell.
It better
film.
be like Tomb Raider meets something.
I remember last time we talked about this, I had the theory of like, yeah, right at the end, she's gonna be like, my name's not Dora anymore.
Right, yeah.
My name's Lara Croft.
Yeah. Surprise.
I'm so excited. Screw Star Wars 9, Dora the Explorer. All right, see you later, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we will be back next Saturday. The idea of the show is not necessarily a guest-based show, but if we have somebody who's around, one of our friends, one of our colleagues who is in the arts or is just a cool person, we'll have them on. We'll just chit-chat. Chelsea won't be here the whole time. She's getting fired.
God. What?
You're fired.
No.
Sometimes I won't even be here.
What?
Yeah, there might be times where you have to host the show.
Oh, God. You guys ready for that mess?
We're going to have like rotating guests in and out. Some days we won't have guests, some days we will. But it's going to be sort of just a little bit of an off the cuff. Let's talk about stuff, with the focus being on Nova Scotian sort of talent and people. Even though we talked entirely today about an American TV franchise in Atlanta.
But we were there.
We were 2 Nova Scotians in Atlanta, and it worked out really well. So, and we talked to a Canadian. We talked to Stephen Hawk. I talked to Stephen Hawk.
That's
You talked to Stephen Hawk.
I did talk to Stephen Hawk very
He's a nice
quickly.
dude, isn't he?
He signed my photo from last year.
He's a very cool man. I hope that someday, as I told him this before I left the first time, I hope someday I can sort of work together. We can work together with him because he's an awesome talent.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Canadian boy, too, which is great. 2 Canadians making a movie. All right. See you later, everybody. Until next time. My name's Dillon Garland.
I'm Chelsea Comeau.
Bad play.
See ya.